is Brett Johnston. I'm the former co-owner of Tag Magazine and Tag Media, which was a media company with print, web, television, radio, and all sorts of different properties across different mediums. Our focus was to highlight the culture and the things that make Springfield great and the things that we really loved and enjoyed about Springfield. And we thought a side product of covering many different aspects of culture in the area could draw people into other avenues that they didn't always support maybe before.
And what year did you open? In what year did you close?
We launched in 2009 and closed in the spring of 2014. From the very beginning, we had zero. We started from nothing, and one of our initial co-owners loaned the group $5,000. So we started with $5,000, which was used on promotional materials to get out of the gate, and so we started with a no debt model, and eventually, whenever we decided it was time to get bigger and try to make a little bit more of a footprint, then we got a business loan from the city. The time period was really quick, which we shut down. I mean, some of the feedback, even still now, if I haven't seen people in a while, is how it kind of folded up fairly quickly. We didn't really have a whole lot of time to build that really great exit strategy, and so when there were a couple factors that all kind of came right at once, and one of them was losing a significant sponsor, and that was under contract, but it was nationally controlled, and so when we were eyeing expansion of the company in other markets, and instead we kind of lost a pillar financially, and we spent a couple weeks and really tried to see if there was a way that we could recover, if there were other formats that we could make, and then really in the end it just didn't add up, and so it kind of shut down fairly quickly.
You have identified the reasons that if you were to go back and make decisions differently, you had them very quickly. The top 3 things that if you were to go back and make a different decision, and what were those top 3 things that could have had a different outcome?
Well, I think there's several, and there's several different avenues, and you can go back and now looking back a few years ago, it's easy to dissect and say, well, if we had done this differently, but really it's we probably got a little too concerned with legitimacy, meaning that with making the next step to be more visible and to grow our footprint, we acquired too much overhead. And so the first thing that I think would probably be different is when we made the move to a brick and mortar location. From previously, we were the first couple years we were in my business partner Alan Vaughn's basement, and we were having meetings in his basement, and but when we made the move downtown and had a visible place, we probably didn't need to be so bold. Instead of getting a small office that we could have just gone to and been present to hammer out work, we skipped a location. We say in home ownership, you buy your first one's a little smaller, and then you graduate to the second house. We bought the forever house first, and we wanted to do that, but it probably was too much too early. The second, I think, would be to simply make better hires. And I'm sure everybody can say that, if you swing and miss, and sometimes you maybe rely on other factors. We came in with very little business sense, great confidence in our ability to create content, but very little working knowledge in how to run a business. And so when it came time to interview and hire, that was all part of the learning experience. And one thing that I think if we'd go back and do it in the time machine would be to cast a larger net. So we were great about marketing our content. I feel like we did a great job of that, and we did great on-premise stuff in terms of face-to-face marketing and getting people to rally behind our product and our products and how we were covering the people of our community. But we just didn't know that other side. But we didn't market having those positions very well. So you're looking at a small pool. So I guess it's more of a thing of hiring on strength now instead of wanting you to have potential as my friend to be great at this. The third is actually a sort of selfish one, I think. We should have, ownership, Alan and I should have been regularly paying ourselves. We should have, it was our full-time jobs. We were working side jobs to make it work when we could, but when you're getting close to triple digits in a week to get everything out and get everything going, there needed to be some consistent kickback. Now, everything, so maybe we could have hired better, but we maybe didn't need to hire as much right away, if that makes sense, and make sure that that we were also taken care of. Because the stresses of doing that and working that hard and not having the ability to provide for our families and having to make those decisions at home, putting all of our focus and effort into making this business work while having to make tough decisions financially at home, makes a pretty strenuous situation. And so I think in the very end, that was a huge part of it is, when does it turn so that, it's been several years now and we've been working hard and the business is starting to do well and get noticed and people recognize what TAG is and the logos and all of that. But it just gets difficult at home.